So if you can imagine, this is a camera, it's an Arri SRH360, and inside, built inside here, is a camera. We're not going to be using the ISO dampener at the moment, so I'll put this aside. A camera is going to be used here on a camera dolly, so let's mount that. And that's locked in place there. So we're shooting on a camera, boom, 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 they call cut, and they say, alright, we'd like to move to the crane. This is what we do. We decable it, we disengage it, lift it up, two people on it, and we carry it over here. Now we want to use it with the ISO dampener, so while those two people are doing that, someone is engaging the ISO dampener by putting that on, locking that off, and then we are lifting the head, we're putting the head on, locking that off, and we're set. We're shooting on the crane, we're shooting on the crane, we're shooting on the crane. They call cut. Now we can take the whole thing off. Because we're going to use the ISO dampener on the camera car, we can just release it at this point here and take the whole system off with the ISO dampener. Move over here, over here, over here, mount it on the camera car, lock it off, and we're ready to shoot. Now they say they want to go back to a camera, just the head, just the head, just the head. We're bringing it back. We're going to turn it over because we don't need that ISO dampener. It's back on a camera. We're ready to shoot. So you can see how fast this BlackTek quick change system is with the female and the male quick plates. Hi all, it's Chris Hobbs from CL Hobbs, and I have a very exciting new product from BlackTek, which is the quick lock accessory kit, which is this one here. This has got two Mitchell female quick lock bases on it here. You can have that however you want. This is envisaged as an A and B dolly kit. How it is it's the female for the mount that you have on your remote head. So your remote head is coming on like this and going onto your dolly, locking in, and then locking into the dolly like that. So the dolly's in that position. So I'm going to take you through a fairly normal scenario that happens on busier sets, which would be where you were going from, say, let's say you were on the crane, then you were going to the dolly, then you were going to the camera car, and they want to use a camera each time they do it. So they're moving really, really fast. They want to do it as fast as possible each time, and this is a way to make it even faster using the BlackTek quick change system. So these kits are entirely customizable however you want. You can get it with two females there, or you could get it with a male there, which is what you would mount. This is what you would mount on the crane. I'll show you how you would do this. So this would be the male on the crane if you are using it with an ISO dampener on the end of the crane. You would need the male, so that would be on the crane, ISO dampener there, and then your remote head, which this is mounting onto your remote head there, and that would come up into the bottom and mount there like that. If you were going onto the dolly, you wouldn't want the ISO dampener, so that's on the dolly there, and that's going on like that. And then as you'll see, if we're going onto the camera car over there, you would want the ISO dampener, so we'd go back to the crane style there, and that on there, and then the remote head coming up back into the ISO dampener there. So these are fully customizable kits. You can have them in whatever state you want. The ISO dampener comes with two plates, but you can actually just get it with a blank plate and then mill it out to whatever remote stabilized head you have, and then just mill out those holes that suit you. They have it set up for shot over or the Arri SRH360, set to go already. Let's have a look at putting on these male plates first of all, and then we'll have a look at putting on one of the female plates and how quick it is. Okay, let's do that. Right. This is being our camera car here, so I'm just using the male, taking the cartwheel nut off. This is the male here, and that's going to fit in on our towel mats. And then we have the tool, and we just get that on good and tight, and then we're going to have that ready. And what that means is, so I come in and the ISO dampener is going to mount on like this, lock that off, and our remote head will mount on here and be locked off, ready to go. Now let's set our next ones up. So now we're going to set up our crane, which is being nicely played by our GF Maxi shock absorber. So we're going to set up the male quick lock Mitchell on our crane. Same thing, setting that up on our crane. This is our male quick lock receiver. And then just use the tool. Get that nice and tight. And then that's ready to go, and it's the same thing because on the crane we're going to use the ISO dampener as well. So that's set to go with the ISO dampener the same as we had on the camera car. That's ready to go. Let's set up our dolly. So the last one is setting up our female, because we're going to invert the head, remember, when we go on the dolly. So we're going to pop on our female quick change mount on our dolly. Put that one in. Right, and now we're ready to go when we take our head off and invert it.